Hi folks, it's Nick here and we're going to be straight into this one. This is Spectrum Invaders, originally come out on the ZX Spectrum 16K, but I'm playing it on the 48K. Published by Melbourne House in 1983 and based on Space Invaders by Taito from 1978. Now it moves a bit slow, this one. I'm that ship down the bottom, slowly firing missiles up top. A bit different this because it's aliens on a white background, and you might notice that some of those aliens look a bit like Horace from Hungry Horace in 1982. Well, I think Beam Software the authors here, so perhaps that is where the connection is. We have 4 green shields which have partly been destroyed already, and we must destroy all the aliens, and if we do, we're presented by exactly the same screen to fight again. The ship looks a bit weird. 1983. Feels a bit clumsy to control, to be honest with you. Controls aren't very responsive. Lives represented by the top right, those arrows. So we've got 3 lives left as we try and shoot Horace again. Now, I was going to say let this one off because it is from 1983, but my favourite Space Invaders clone game on the ZX Spectrum is Space Raiders from 1982. That was a year before, and that's much better than this one, so we can't get away with saying this is early 80s and let it off, because Space Raiders was awesome. Do check out my review of Space Raiders if you haven't already. So let's just try and kill all the Horaces. Now, you must know who Horace is, don't you? If you don't, then you must be quite new to retro gaming, so hello. Check out Hungry Horace from 82, then Horace Goes Skiing and Horace and the Spiders, they were the original 3. And there's been a lot of homebrews as well. Horace Minor, Horace in the Mystic Woods, Horace to the Tower, and it goes on and on and on and on. But we're concentrating on this here, Space Invaders, moving very slow. Yes, I'm a little bit bored now. There's lots of Space Invaders games on the ZX Spectrum, always nice to see from a programming point of view. This has been written in BASIC, and if we got time at the end, which I'm sure we will do, we'll try and break into the program so I can show you a bit of the coding. So if you're an inspiring coder and want to get a bit of a grip about what programming does, then we'll go through and that's for you. I bet I can't break into it now. Right, aim, boom. You can only fire 1 missile at a time. The aliens gradually slower get down the screen. If they get to the bottom, you are a dead man. Boob. Sound is pretty much as you expect. Feels a bit like the cursor key going back and forward. There we go. So what happens now? Oh, I've been hit. I'm sure it does reset. Does it? Hello? Aliens. Right, the next swarm's there. Our shields have regenerated in 8-bit glory. It's very easy, this game, to get out the way of the enemy firing at you because it moves lethargically slow. If you had this back in the day, then let me know. Melbourne House 1983, so very early, but not as good as Space Raiders from 82. I keep telling you this. Boop boop. Very basic, feels a bit like a typing game, this one. And incidentally, there is another Spectrum Invaders game listed. Not on this channel, but listed in games that ever come out, and I think it was a type-in from a magazine. Not sure if it plays better than this, but it is a white background again. When it comes to space shooting, I much prefer a black background to make it look like you're in space. These aliens, as I say, it's Horace and one of his weirdo friends. This should have been Horace and the Space Invaders, should it not? And moved a little bit quicker. Would have liked to have seen it in machine code, moving a little bit speedy. Maybe when we show the listen at the end, someone can go back and do it. With the coding, of course, you could probably edit it, edit the sounds, edit the graphics, or change it to a black background even, and make the ship purple, or red, or magenta, or something. Hooray! Right, we're almost out of shields here. This could be doomsday. High score in the top left, but I'm sure you've already clocked this. It's not the most exciting of space adventures, but would have kept a kid entertained. It's a sort of thing, it didn't, but it was a sort of thing that would look good on Horizons tape, which come with the ZX Spectrum 48K rubber keyboard, but it did not. Through the Wall did. Check out my review of that. Bib bib. Bib bib. Bib bib, yes, bib bib. It does go yellow before the thing goes, so the explosion isn't overly great. Looks like they've attempted something. Oh man, these guys are going so slow. Galaxians, it ain't. Bib bib. What's your favourite Space Invaders clone? I always tend to ask that when I do one of these. And most of the time people agree with me and say Space Raiders is the one. And yes, early 80s anyway. 16K Spectrum, been played or emulated at least on a 48K Spectrum. Hope you are doing well. We didn't have much time for the intro at the start because, well, there's no real intro screen on this one. No cassette box that I could find relating to this. I presume it was a commercially released game. It does say Melbourne House in 1983 for a number of sources, but there doesn't seem to be a box available. So it's my first go, and I've taken out 2 sets of aliens pretty easy. It doesn't get any quicker from level to level. It's the same level. We'll try and destroy them one more time, I think, and then we'll probably call it a day, because you've seen all there is to see of this game. Hooray! So when it comes to clone games, you do get some arcade games cloned a lot. Space Invaders probably the most, then Pac-Man and Panic, and Berserk as well. So every so often we'll come up to a clone of one of those. It was all about, back in the day, bringing the excitement of the arcades back to your home computer. Bit of a struggle for the arcades now, up against Xbox One and Xbox VR, and I just made that one up, haven't I? PS4 and a half. But you know, I haven't been to the arcades for absolute years. I suppose they'd have to have some sort of VR or massive screens to pull the people in. Bib bib. But I don't think you will find this down the arcades. You might find Space Invaders for old time's sake. That and Asteroids maybe. No, I'm old school, aren't I? If I ask for that, they'll say, "What you talking about, Grandad?" And they'll probably say something like that. So certainly around to where I am. Do they still have those penny shell machines that go backward and forward? You can get 10p's in. Probably not either. Bib bib, bib bib. Right. I think they're going to get to the bottom here. I haven't really been paying attention. Take that, Horace. Right. So that's bought a bit of time. Oh man, it's almost as if these aliens want to die. Bip 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 bip. But no UFO going across the top. Most Space Invaders games have a UFO that goes across the top at some point, and then if you hit that, you'll get bonus mega points. This one doesn't have it, so shame on you, Melbourne House. But they did give us Horace, didn't they, later on, in a way. So let's let them off a little bit. Bib bib. Right, can I destroy this third fleet without without dying completely? I think I might be on my last life. Oh, that was close. Collision detection is pretty much as you expect. It's okay. Well, it's not the smoothest of animations for sure. Bib bib. Oh, God. Quite easy to outwit these aliens. There we go. So that's third time lucky. We probably won't do a full swarm because it's going to be exactly the same. Yeah, let's try and break into this thing. I think it's Control Space D. Come on, there we go. L break into program. List, I think. List. Right, here's the program, folks. So if you're into programming, there's all the data. I think that might be the graphics. Who knows? Yeah, I think it is the graphics. Right, there we go. Go Sub 9000. And that's nothing to do with Subway, the place, the restaurant. Are you getting this? So this is how you program a very basic Space Invaders game. These early games you could break into. The later ones they sort of had coding on which stop you from doing it, which makes sense really. But it doesn't seem like anything super advanced here if you're experiencing writing your own games. Maybe you want to go into this one and edit it a little bit to do version 2. Spectrum Invaders 2, someone. Really soup it up if you can. Yeah, let me know if you do soup it up, because then I'll have to download it from somewhere and review it. Anyway, I hope you liked having a look at that one. That was Spectrum Invaders, as we do Border 2 to surprise you. Originally on the 16K Spectrum, this has been reviewed on the 48K, published by Melbourne House in 1983, and written by Beam Software. Thanks for watching that one as always. If you want to support the channel, help keep it running, there's patreon.com/njenkin. Every little bit of support helps and keeps it going and not dying. Thanks for watching, as I say. Until next time, take great care of yourself and are very fond. Goodbye.
Goodbye.